Welcome to the Bentley Systems training course, where you will learn how to design steel connections using RAM Connection Standalone. RAM Connection Standalone is used for the design and detailing of steel connections, and it can design individual shear, moment, brace, splice, and truss connection types to a variety of different steel design codes. In this particular video, we're going to be focusing on the process for assigning a stiffened seated connection to a beam to column joint in RAM Connection Standalone for the purposes of resisting a shear reaction. We will now turn our attention to our RAM Connection Standalone application, where we will be assigning a seated connection to a beam column joint. For this exercise, we're going to start with joint number 3. Now this is a beam column joint, and our column section is an HSS rectangular section. To start the design process, we will select the Design tab in the ribbon toolbar and then click on your Assign icon. Now, seated connections are available in both a basic connection workflow and a smart connection workflow. And we have several different options available for seated connections, including stiffened seated connections or unstiffened seated connection. For a stiffened seated connection, you're looking for the SS acronym in front of the connection, and US would be unstiffened. And we can also see that we have welded and bolted options. These are also available through the Smart Connection workflow. Now, one of the things we must consider when we have an HSS rectangular column is that our connection to our column will need to be welded, as bolts are not available or allowed for an HSS hollow structural section. So let's go ahead and specifically look at the welded option, and we are going to go with in a basic SSP welded joint. This is basically an assembly of plates. Once we've selected our desired connection type, let's go ahead and click on the Assign button. Now we can see that a shear connection has been assigned to our currently selected joint, so we'll go ahead and click Close. Now within the joint selection area, I should be able to see the controlling interaction ratio, which for this case is less than 1.0, which means it passed all code checks, and it is in green, meaning that no errors or warnings were encountered during the design process. If you would like to review some additional information regarding your seated connection, we can click on the Edit icon and then Shear Connection. This will bring up the connection pad where you're able to modify some of the elements within your stiffened seated connection. Here we can see the different elements that are able to be modified and the different parameters, including size of welds and material of steel. At this point, let's go ahead and close the connection pad and save our model. Now this concludes the process for assigning a seated connection in RAM Connection Standalone.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.